Hello everyone, this is Venom, and we are back for another Destiny 2 video. So today, we are going to go over some stuff for the Guardian game. So, for those who don't know, the Guardian games have been held for the last 5 years. This will be the 5th year, and it's basically going to be an all-out competition between all three classes. It's going to be Hunters versus Titans versus Warlocks. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of how they actually weigh the classes, mainly because I'm not even 100% sure myself. If it was just a pure popularity contest, Hunters would win every time just because of the fact that there are more Hunters in every other class. However, from a competition standpoint, I could understand how that could be maybe a bit unfair. Although, personally, if it's supposed to be a popularity contest, Hunters would win every time. I'm speaking as a Hunter main, so that's just me. That being said, we have gone Titan, Hunter, Warlock, Titan, and hopefully Hunters take it again this year. We will see. If Titans take it this year, it's going to be a pretty big upset because it's going to give them 3 wins, which is more wins than Hunters and Warlocks combined, and they will also be the first class to win 2 years in a row. We'll see how it works out. Supposedly, the way it works every day is whatever class wins, the lower 2 classes, who comes in second and third, they get like a boost to their medals that they get the next days, which is, I don't necessarily agree with that, but it is what it is. Regardless of who wins, there's going to be a lot of different activities going on. And by activities, I mean it's going to be the exact same stuff we've been doing, except now we have to wear special armor to collect, basically medals to turn in. Now, the way it works is you're going to be getting a activity card from Able Avant, just like for every other activity that we do. Or every other event. She's going to have special quests. All you're going to be doing during the Guardian games, there's not a special activity that comes with the Guardian games. You're going to be doing the exact same thing you were doing before, except you're just going to have targeted bounties, and you're going to be wearing special armor to do it. That's it. That's unfortunate. That's all there is to it. Now, as you do these bounties, you're going to be collecting medals. You can turn those medals in, and if it's going to be anything like it was last year and the year before that, you're going to turn them into the podium, and then as you turn in more and more medals, you're going to get better and better prizes. And then I think they introduced a new class of medals this year, Diamond. It used to be Platinum before. It was Bronze, Silver, and Gold. Was it Bronze? I remember Silver, Gold, Platinum. They might have had Bronze too. I remember Platinum used to be the highest, and now they're introducing Diamond. We'll see what that is. But basically, to get all the new weapons and stuff, you're going to be turning in medals. Now, we're not going to know 100% how it works until tomorrow when it releases. However, I'm going to go over some of the ways that we are going to be getting medals in the game. Typically, what I do is Grandmasters. That's what I kind of specialize in. Now, you are going to be doing a lot of other activities. However, to get like the platinum medals, you're going to have to do the hardest content in the game. That's typically going to be Grandmasters. There's going to be some PvP stuff too. There will be PvP medals and PvE medals, so don't worry about that if you prefer one over the other. But Grandmasters is going to be pretty much your best way to knock out the platinum medals. It'll be your easiest way to do it, and typically your quickest way to do it, if you can do Grandmasters. So that being said, what is today's video about? Well, I want to go over quick and easy builds. I've done build videos about these before, but for each class, I'm just going to point out what will be the best build for you to take into a Grandmaster. Don't worry about all the other build videos you've seen. Don't worry about, trying to figure out what's best for you. Here are quick and easy build videos that you can just hop right on and start doing Grandmasters today. You will still need to practice doing the Grandmaster. So these are probably my 3 top builds I would recommend for anyone hopping into Grandmasters for the Guardian games. Sorry, I've been talking a little bit, and long story short, if I talk too much, my throat starts tickling a little bit, and I'm trying not to edit too much. So, now that being said, this is just going to be for the platinum medals. There's still going to be lower medals you can get. That'll be like gold and silver and stuff like that. So you will still be doing whatever your basic stomp around build is. You'll still use that for like strikes or getting your weekly pinnacles, that kind of thing. But for Grandmasters or for like Master raids, these are the builds you're going to want to use. I would recommend doing Master or Grandmasters, just because it's a lot less effort versus trying to put together a Master raid, and this will be the quickest form. This is what I did last year to get my platinum medals. Now, that being said, first off, I'm on my Hunter. You can see I'm on my Omnioculus build. For those who don't know, the Omnioculus gives you a second smoke charge. The way the build works is you essentially can use your shadow. I'm going to say this right this time. It is your Trapper's Ambers. I was thinking, Snare. What was the one I was thinking of last time? I said something, I mispronounced something terribly in one of my shorts. There we go. Ensnaring Slam. In one of my shorts, I think I called it Ensnaring Slam. I don't know what I did, but I pronounced it way weird, and everybody caught on that in my short, but that's something I don't want to do again. But long story short, you can use Trapper's Ambush with this one. It's a good build. And I'm going to leave links to these builds down below, by the way. So I'm not going to go to the full builds here, but I will explain what they do, and I'll leave the links to all the builds down below. So what this one is going to do for your hunter, this is basically going to allow you to be the kind of the medic for the team. This is going to allow you to pick everybody up when they die. This will help you stay invisible for quite a long time. It's going to help you do any objectives that need to be done. Right now, I think Birthplaces of Vile is out for the Grandmaster today. It's going to change tomorrow. I've done this a couple times already tonight. For like the 6th or the sections where you got to stand on the platform and kind of let the light expand. You got to sit there for so long without dying. This is perfect for that. It's perfect for the heist battlegrounds where you got to pick up the arc charges and take them to the middle. You can stay invisible for a very long time with this build. This is going to help you pick up your teammates. It'll help you just get around enemies in general, help you not die, and will help you get to areas that you might not be able to get to because there's enemies between you and what you need to get to. So, a very, very, very good build. Weapon-wise, you just use whatever you need to for that Grandmaster. It's going to depend on what the modifiers are, what the champions are. But as far as this build goes, you don't need anything else except for the actual build setup. It is not weapon dependent, is what I'm trying to say. So, again, I will leave the link to that build down below. Next, we're going to take a look at the Warlock. Alright, for the Warlock, we've got the Shade Binder setup. This is going to rely on the Omniomancy gloves. This is going to be a turret build. This is going to be a stasis turret build. This is one where you're going to be able to toss out a lot of turrets that are going to freeze enemies for you. This is going to be another range build. It's not going to be kind of up close and personal like the Hunter and Viz build is, because you do have to get close to enemies to make that one work properly. This one is going to be a range build. You're going to stay far away from damage. You're going to freeze enemies, which is going to basically reduce how much damage is coming towards you and your teammates. So this is going to be another support type build. You will be a bit more not quite flexible, but you will be able to put out a bit more damage with this build because you're basically freezing enemies and then going right into damage. You're not like trying to skulk around and save your teammates or anything. You should just be lying down the crowd control and then going right into damage. Now, as far as weapons for this one, I'd say maybe Winterbite would be a good one just to kind of help you in case you run out of turrets. This will also freeze enemies around. That plays into that build really good. Past that again, the rest of the weapons are going to be whatever the champion or anti-champion weapons you need for that Grandmaster are going to be. I would say you might not, and once you're used to using this, you don't really need to use Winterbite, but if you want to just have that extra, oh my god, we're going to die, just that one final oh shit button, Winterbite is a very good weapon to have, just because it goes ahead and shoots out that ball that will freeze enemies too, and you don't got to worry about charging it up or anything. It's just, as long as you just reload it, fire it, and you're good to go. So again, this is for Warlocks. This is going to be a very good one to get into. Again, I will leave that one down below. This is not one that takes nearly as much practice as the Hunter and as the Titan builds do. I say the Hunter probably needs the most practice to time everything correctly, and the Titan one will take the most practice to not get cocky and die with. So this is going to be a great one for the Warlock. Let's go to the Titan next. Alright, next up for the Titan, this is going to be the Stronghold build. Particularly, it's going to be the Dark Knight version of my build for this. There are two versions. There is a Paladin version, and there is a Dark Knight version. The Paladin version, I like to call it, is going to be based all around solar damage and healing. That's more for the low-tier content. I would not take that into the higher-tier content like Grandmasters. I would definitely use the Dark Knight version. This is the Strand version. It's going to have a lot of ways to suspend opponents. It's going to have an excellent super for champions. This is a version you're definitely going to want to do. This one is highly dependent on having a Strand sword, so we're definitely go ahead and craft yourself a Thin Precipice or pick up any other Strand sword out there. If not, any sword will do. However, I recommend using a Strand sword, particularly the Thin Precipice, because it can have hatchling on it. There are also, of course, swords from New Dungeon you can pick up, but this is a guaranteed one you can go ahead and just pick up and craft yourself to get the guaranteed rolls you want. Now, this is going to be another one that's going to be kind of up close and personal. This is one that you want to really be careful with because it's not a damage build, it's a utility type build. This is going to be one that's going to help you to survive any damage in a Grandmaster, or just about any damage in a Grandmaster. You can block it and shrug it off. You're going to use that to reposition yourself, or to get up close to enemies to finish them, or to pick off enemies one by one and do damage to them to get your banner war going and to pick off enemies one by one. You're not going to sit out in the middle of a combat and just let shots continuously hit you, because that will eventually wear you down. You need to actually pick your plays with this build. Again, it is just a utility build where your utility happens to be you can block any incoming damage. But don't forget, just because you can block any incoming damage does not mean you can output that damage the same way. You got to make sure you practice this build and that you don't get cocky using that block, and that you're actually still playing to actually take out your enemy. So again, this one takes a bit of practice to use. It's going to be another good one you can put right on. It is great for Titans. It's probably my go-to build for using Titans, and it's probably, if I'm really feeling bored, I'll hop on this one and go do Grandmasters, especially for Lightblade. It's a very fun build for me to use. Now, that being said, what else is going to happen during the Guardian games? Well, again, I'm not a PvP expert, but there are going to be PvP medals. There's going to be a lot of random, all it really is going to be bounties. That's what most events for Destiny 2 are, is just doing random bounties. And that's honestly what Guardian games is going to be like. Now, the way it works is, and I did put out a video earlier, and I'm sure everybody's putting out videos. In fact, since it's releasing later on today, this should be coming out in the morning, you're going to be seeing exactly how to get medals. There are going to be people putting out videos on how to get the medals. I might put one out too. I've got a little bit of a different idea of what I want to do for the Guardian game videos. So we'll see how that one works out. But basically how it works is whoever turns in the most medals each day, and again, they're going to be weighted differently per class, since there are so many more hunters versus Titans and Warlocks. Typically, our medals count for less. Again, I don't like that, but I'm also biased as a hunter main. But you're going to turn in your medals, and again, make sure you turn in your medals every day, and whatever class turns in the most medals each day, is going to have a mark put on the podium. It's going to show, you got a point for that day. And you can see who's winning each day because there will be flags that go up and up and up as medals get turned in. So whoever's got the most medals at the end of 14 days wins. Now, you pretty much are guaranteed a win if you've got yourself 7 medals. At 7 medals, you pretty much won. At 7 medals, that means no matter what, the best somebody else can do with you is tie, which would be highly unlikely. And if even one other class wins versus that class wants to tie, then you can't win. Like, let's say Hunters get 7 medals and then Titans get 1 medal. At that point, only Titans can possibly tie with us. If a Warlock then gets a medal, or if a Warlock then gets a win for a day, then there's no way to possibly tie with us, because that means there's only 6 medals total that Warlocks can get versus the 7 that Hunters get. So that's how it works. So basically, whoever gets to 7 first, that's the race. So race to 7 is what you want to get to. Now, obviously, that's going to change depending on how many medals the other 2 teams got. Like, for example, let's say Warlocks have 2 medals or I say medals, points is what it is. Let's say Warlocks have 2 points and then Titans get 2 points. Well, at that point, the winning number is going to be 6. So whoever can get to 6 first is going to be the winner. Like I said, it's just gonna depend. It's gonna be basic math. Whoever's got the most at the end of 2 weeks is gonna win. It's gonna be pretty cutthroat. Some years have been very close. Some years have not been. Last year, unfortunately, of course, we lost Lance Riddick. Those who don't know, he's been the voice of Zavala ever since Destiny 1. He has been a huge part of the community. Not only has he been the voice of Zavala, he's been fairly active in the community. He's been pretty active. He's done a few unofficial voice roles or unofficial voiceovers for the community. He's been a very well-loved actor, and he's been a very, very well-loved commander. And he was missed last year. The Titans brought out a win for him. A lot of people I didn't even use my Hunter or my Warlock during the Guardian games last year. It was all about getting Titans those medals to give him that win. We do, of course, miss him. And that being said, it is time to get back to the game. So we'll see how the games go this year. I am looking forward to my Hunters pulling out a win this year. We will see if we can pull another one out. Like I said, if Titans get another win this year, it's going to be a historic win. There's going to be a lot of records broken. Again, if they win again this year, it's the first class to win 2 in a row, and they will have more wins than all the other classes combined. So that'll be pretty crazy. So the Warlocks, the Hunters had to pull it out this year. Otherwise, Titans, I can't stand the bragging. I won't be able to stand it. I don't know what I'll do, but I will not be able to stand the bragging. So, yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. I look forward to the Guardian games releasing later on today. We are, of course, getting a new vehicle as well, so I can't wait to see how that bad boy works. Looks like we'll be able to do some tricks and stuff on that one. I can't wait to see if it's going to be... I'm hoping it's as great as I think it is, that we're able to take it pretty much anywhere and grind on anything. Hopefully, maybe even shoot while we're on the thing. We'll see. I would love to have a vehicle that we could actually shoot from. I doubt Bungie gave us anything that cool, but we're going to find out later on today. So that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you all for coming by. Look out for my next videos. I'm hoping to track the Guardian Games progression as we go through the week. So look out for my shorts here. And hopefully, if I can get some more help, I might have some shorts coming out for this week going over the progression. So yeah, that's going to do it for today, guys. Thank you all for coming by, and I will see you all probably tomorrow.